All right, here we go. Howdy, everybody. Just gonna play kind of a random, sort of a nostalgia game for me tonight. It's called Craft the World. It's an older game. Um, Basically, have a colony of dwarves that you're building a shelter for. You have to hold off waves of enemies, gather resources, hunt, feed them, shelter them, all that type of thing. So yeah, it's just going to be a pretty low-key time, but I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to get back into it. I haven't played it in a long time, so let's just get started with a new campaign here. And yeah, new campaign. So you go through various levels, they get harder as you go. So you can see we'll have to choose different playstyles for different like biomes and things like that. The worlds get bigger, they get more dangerous. So this starter one's the only one we have unlocked right now. It's pretty easy, so we should hopefully get through it pretty quickly, honestly, but let's see. I used to play this game all the time, but I haven't played it in a long time, so it's fine. Yeah, we'll skip the tutorial because we'll just get right into it. It's gonna take me a minute to get used to the controls, but again, I played it so much when I was in like high school and stuff like that that I feel like I'll be able to pretty quickly get a handle back on things. And this is our stockpile, so we can't move this. This is where all of our resources get dropped off. There's a portal here that spawns in new dwarves as we level up. So you can see some combat there. So as we level up, we unlock more dwarves, new things to build, new resources. They give us like sort of a care package every time. So there we go. And they've kept the game actually pretty up to date. So it's there's a lot of things that have been added. Again, it's been years since I've played this, so there's a lot of things that have been added since last time I played. Like those I don't care so much about. And eventually, when we get to a specific like level, I can't remember how high we need to get, but there'll be a little countdown that starts up here, a little timer that counts down, and that will send waves of enemies to our base to try and kill all of our dwarves. They can climb up one tile of height, I think, or they can climb up multiple tiles, but they risk falling if it's higher than one tile, so one thing we have to pay attention to. And this is our crafting menu, so we can see we've unlocked some new resources, some new things to build, and the tech tree in this game is a little bit interesting as well, so I'll just go here. The way that we level up our tech is by building and creating the items that are in the current level of technology. So in order to get basic armor, we have to build enough things in basic woodworking to unlock that. So what we'll do right now is we'll build a few ladders. These build instantly, but more complex things throughout the game require like different crafting stations to build. So we'll go to the tech tree, we can see we've already unlocked basic armor. And the tech tree is pretty big, so it takes us a little while to get to the end, but that's sort of how the game progresses. And let's see, we'll do a couple clubs, just a few though. Get some of these down, and then I think honestly we'll build one more down this way, and then we'll build a little room here and then build our base down. Obviously, being dwarves, we want to explore down underground, and let's see if I can, yeah. Our ultimate goal is to discover the portals to the new world. So that's how we progress through the different levels that I was talking about earlier. Okay, let's get a couple of wooden helmets. They're pretty goofy looking, but we'll get rid of them eventually. We can name our dwarves too, so we'll definitely consider doing that soon. They used to come with like some pretty classic dwarf names, like you got like the odd Biffer, Bofer, Bomber, Hobbit names, but it seems that they've changed that. And that's how we'll build. Keep collecting wood. We'll want to collect some roots as well. And we'll want to move this stuff around so it's a little nicer to navigate, but food. And we'll want also this guy. So the totem is what determines what our base is. So once we get a little bit of a living space down here, we'll throw the totem down, and it'll give our dwarves a place to shelter. Okay. Want to craft another one of these, and I guess we don't have access to doors yet, but that's okay. And then another kind of unique thing is if we have items in here that we don't want or have use for, like these signs that are just designed to stop them from going a certain way, we can just do, or sorry, just do this, I think? No? Used to be able to do that. I lied. Or that. There we go. And that will deconstruct them into some of the random, we get a percentage of the crafting materials that they cost back. So same with these hats, which are at this point useless. We'll equip our new guy here with his own hat. Throw that down and these down. And we'll need to also craft some torches. Because if we don't have torches lighting the way, then some creatures will spawn down here that are hostile to us, so we want to make sure that the area is well lit. At night, also, there are enemies on the map, like skeletons and zombies and things like that, sort of like Terraria, if you've ever played that. That will spawn and kind of harass us, stop us from getting too comfortable. Build some more ladders. And I think this is where we'll start building some of our other rooms. And we'll want to pick up some stone too, so I'll do this for now. We'll just pick up little bits at a time. maybe even, yeah, we'll leave that for now. So there's one of the zombies here that's making their way toward us. Oop, that's what the spacebar does, I guess. And we will craft some more clubs to equip our dwarves with, otherwise they will start to take a lot of damage. And because we don't have a place for them to rest right now, they actually don't really have a way to recover health. Alright, so everyone's going to attack this guy. These guys are really annoying. They just basically are attracted to our stockpile and they will just toss random objects out everywhere, making our dwarves have to collect them before we can use them. Let's continue to expand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be there. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sorry, I just like keeping things. Howdy, Jonas. I agree. It's kind of a nostalgia game for me at this point. It's been so long since I played it, but then I just had the itch. We're being invaded. We're in pretty good shape to deal with this, obviously. It's cool seeing other people that like this game. I always felt when I was playing it like years ago that I was kind of one of the only people that knew about it. Obviously not the case, but one of the only people that I knew that knew about it at least. I think I need to come back to it more often, honestly. It's so fun. I know that they've got a lot of DLCs. I've heard mixed reviews about some of those, but I don't know. It's such a fun game that I feel like it's worth giving it a shot at least. Okay, so we'll hollow this area out here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've played through all the worlds in the past. I haven't played on this PC before, and I've started a new game, so I don't have them all unlocked right now, obviously, but mods are cool. Oh, and what are your opinions of the DLCs, if you don't mind me asking? Just as there's something that I would consider getting eventually, but I've missed a lot, I feel, so. Alright, let's do that. We'll end up collecting some of this stuff in a bit too, but let's just get some light in here. We'll get the totem up here. Apologies, I know I'll be a little bit rusty here, just because again, it's been a minute since I've played, so I'm sure I'll make some pretty goofy mistakes, but since we're just on the starting world here, it should be, hopefully I don't get punished too much. And hopefully it's fun to watch, and maybe nostalgic if you're a fan of this game like myself. Alright, let's get here, replace the rear blocks. Can't remember if they can access this without being close to it, or if they have to mine out one of these. I think they have to get rid of one of these, but Oh yeah, that's totally fair. I didn't realize it's mainly a cosmetic DLC than the Magic Mirror one. That's a bit of a bummer in some ways, but at least hopefully it's not, like $10 or, too expensive like a lot of things seem to be these days. Let's just throw down some of these. You got a mace on somebody. Oh yeah, I grabbed I think years ago I got the like Sisters in Arms one with like the pets and things like that. And it adds to the game. The pets are kind of a cool thing to pets are kind of a cool thing to um, add just in the way that they like defend your base and all that. Oh yeah, $2. That's not too bad. So probably depending on where you are, I'm assuming maybe in the U.S. But I think probably $3 or $4 for me then in Canada. But goofy. All right, let's get our tech going a little bit more. We're gonna want basic furnishing so that they can sleep. So I'll honestly probably just make a few more clubs. I'll make some more torches, and then we'll unlock basic furnishing and cooking here. We'll slowly make our way through the. Oh, that's new, or I don't remember that at least. We'll slowly make our way through the basic armor and things like that, and then we'll start kind of taking off when we get to basic weaponry. We've got iron pretty early, it feels so. Oh, true. That's totally fair. I say howdy too, but I'm a pretender. I'm from Ontario, so there's no howdy culture here. I just think it's something that's fun to say. And the neighbor part, obviously, which went over my head at first, but I'm brain's not functioning at full capacity right now. Oh yeah, yeah, that's totally fair. Let's see. Let's just build one of these. We'll grab some more stone and stuff like that. But what we really want to get to is a bed of leaves here. So let's grab that. That way our guys can and gals can rest. Oh yeah, there needs to be a space in between them. Yeah, there's so many things I've forgotten about this game. This guy is a ways off. Same with the little observer here. Um, this door here, when we get in there, will bust open with a bunch of enemies as well. So we want to make sure that we've got some pretty decent armor, some pretty decent weapons before we try to tackle that. Yeah, that's kind of the idea for my Twitch name there, Jonas. It's a bit goofy, but again, I'm still pretty new, and I didn't want to use my real name, but it seemed like just kind of a fun play on words. It's yeah. Um, but yeah, still new to the whole streaming thing, so it's a bit to get used to. I kind of forget that there's like people that I don't know that will watch sometimes. And yeah, the iron's huge. Same with the coal. Once we get once we get our smithing station and stuff like that up, we'll be able to get some steel stuff like that fairly early, which is great. We'll build a couple tables. The bandages require water and things like that. We won't get that for a little while. But let's focus on getting some tech Let's see. Advanced ironworking is what we're going to want to work towards, so basic ironworking is what we want right now. Build some nails, eventually build some locks and things like that. Let's get our food just, I don't know, over here, I guess. They're going to be spending a lot of their time up here collecting wood and stuff like that early on, so getting the food up here so that they don't have to travel too far to get it is maybe a good idea. Can't remember what the ideal room height in this is. I've been playing a lot of Oxygen Not Included lately, so I'm like kind of trying to take my brain away from that and get into a different game mode, but I think it's usually 3 high that we want it, but I've got them 2 high right now. Yeah, lots of iron, lots of coal, which is huge. Super helpful early on. Moving at a pretty slow pace, so sorry if hopefully that's not too you know, frustrating to watch. Kill some snails here soon too. This guy here is as it says, a shop, so we can collect some gold coins throughout the game and buy resources, food, furniture, and then some specialty items like this stuff from him, which can be super useful if you're kind of at a bit of a roadblock, like if you can't find iron on the map or anything like that. It's super helpful. I want to get buckets here. How far away from that are we? Where are the buckets? Advanced woodworking. So keep going on the leaves, the nails, all that stuff. Let's just start getting over here and getting things. Kind of don't care about the confines of the base right now. Lots of skeletons coming. I hate how sometimes it doesn't register what. I think it's because this area is dark, so we'll put up another light here maybe. Oxygen Not Included, so much fun. It can get, run away. It can get super overwhelming. Like I don't have a like science or math brain. But I'll just feed them pine cones for now. But I don't know. Even still, it's I've had a lot of fun playing it. It's also a game that I've stuck with for a long time. And eventually, if you're stubborn enough, you can just sort of will your way into it. I think there are tombstones just over here. I don't want, like, stop. I'm gonna lose a couple dwarves here probably. Get back to the base. Everybody go home. Because definitely don't have the what a bunch of goofs. I guess now's the, oh, they're gonna chase after us. That is what it is. We'll want to build some more beds here. Let's close that. Very unlucky goblin spawn. They're a little too close. But I've been slow getting resources, so definitely need to get on top of that. Let's just use this whole area. I think we have to take this down and put it back in there just because sometimes I remember there being a weird thing with it not, come on, there we go. I remember there being a weird thing with this where sometimes it doesn't recognize the entire like borders of the base and cuts it off, but I can't remember necessarily why that was. Okay, we ran out of them, so have to wait until it gets put back. And we'll put in our beds. Yes, they'll only sleep in a shelter. So let's see, where is our totem? Not back at the stockpile yet. Someone's got to grab it. Unless it goes away. Shouldn't. There we go. So, totem. You'll put it somewhere more central. Can't put it there. There. Set it there, see what happens. Maybe it's just a me thing, or maybe I'm misremembering. And we'll keep getting some more wood, although I think we're doing okay with it. Well, we could always use more, but we'll grab some stone here as well. Not that way though. Just grab some of this. That's gonna continue to overflow. Where are the skeletons? They're way over here. That makes sense. We can go over here in the daytime. We can hunt some boars and some sheep. We'll take out these. Keep a couple of them there just to harvest the bones and things like that. But let's see. Is there anybody available to do this? There might not be. We'll boost up the comfort in here so that the dwarves will recover quicker. The hunting is going to be kind of a nightmare because all of our guys are using very weak weapons and they quit tasks halfway through sometimes. Sometimes the AI in this game is a little bit goofy. Oh, no worries. Is it Jonas? Am I saying that right? I don't mind backseating for this kind of game here. It's just pretty chill. Perfect, thanks. I didn't want to be pronouncing your name wrong this entire time. Or your handle at least. Alright, base is flooding. We'll get some buckets to deal with that eventually. Or it'll go away on its own obviously too, but soon we'll grab a couple buckets. Make sure that we're able to start collecting water. This map is getting flooded really quick. And the water does, like, the levels go down each day, but yeah. Some more books. Smithing book. That is super helpful. That's great. Do that. Just so things don't start spawning too much down here. And let's see. We don't have anybody who's good at anything yet, obviously, but it'd be a good idea to craft a few more helmets just because they're like the cheapest thing that we can make. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's tough. But that's funny. Replace the coal. Alright, we're starting to get some stuff, which is nice. Let's grab... we can't get a pot yet. We don't have enough iron, but we're working towards it, I guess, pretty slowly. Little thunderstorm happening up there. We'll do a little room on this side. Got some new friends coming in here, so that's great. I want to make sure that everybody collects everything over here in time so that they don't have to try to climb this ridiculous mountain. And then stop that because we're not going to be able to harvest that tree anyways. Alright, that's why. Okay, who's still over here? Nobody. That's kind of fortunate, actually. I remember the, yeah, I am kind of shocked about this. Feel, I feel like that's like just a super unlucky roll. Hello? What's this? Pandora's box. Okay. Can't quite remember what that is. I think it'll tell us in here, but tasks? Nope. Chronicle? Nope. Holy. Alright. I don't know about Jonas, maybe you can tell me, do you remember what Pandora's box does? Like, I know that I'm assuming that there's some kind of risk reward thing going on there, but again, it's been a minute, so I'm not super familiar. Man, this sucks though. Yeah, that makes sense. Can be good or bad. Usually worth it though? Okay. Do that for now. We should be getting enough iron now to build some things. We'll build a little cooking fire. Still got a ways to go for the basic iron working. Let's get... We've already got 6 dwarves, so we need some leaves for another bed. But we're already on our way to getting our 7th dwarf, so grabbing another bed's not a bad idea. As far as I can tell. We're under attack, huh? Guess they're getting too close to the goblins over here. Let's make sure everybody's equipped with all the things we can equip them with. Do we have a warrior book yet? We don't. That's okay. Let's get some... This guy's got such little health. Let's give him some boots. Tell him to go to bed. He's going to bed anyway, that's good. Yeah. See if we can't grab some leaves here. Keep doing that. I'm used to the spacebar pausing Oni, so I'm keep hitting the spacebar, but it's I should have just got rid of him, but yeah, I never use the signs. I got rid of them all. I know that they're cheap to build, but yeah. I got rid of them all as soon as the game started. But that's just like old habit where I use them so infrequently and now it's kind of biting me, but it is what it is, I suppose. Let's build one of these. Little cooking fire. I'll usually just stick it up here. I think that that's fine. I think we can take this pretty soon anyways, especially once we start getting some decent armor. Speaking of which, we'll grab, got 2 of those in reserve. That's cool. Interesting. Let's grab a couple boots. And then get basic weaponry once basic construction and ironworking is done. We got 5 nails left, so we'll use that for some more, because we'll kind of constantly be needing nails, but let's see. Got the cooking fire, so we can start making some actual food now. Let's do just some grilled meat. And we'll equip some people with our armor. Sorry, this guy doesn't get any boots. That's okay. Sure, he'll be fine. Sure, he'll be fine. Alright. What next? We need more iron, that is for sure. So let's do this like that. And that'll get us somewhere at least. Let's grab that coal. We'll eventually collect all this stuff. I'm just a little bit wary of overextending a little too far when I don't know what's around us. And I know that there's no way to know what's around us unless we explore, but I haven't been using the portals enough either. And there's definitely a way to know what's around us because we have this light. I keep forgetting about that too. Okay, so there's the main portal. It's mithril, I think, or I can't remember if that's mithril or silver. I think that's silver and gold. Yeah, that's also really close to us, I feel. Maybe that's usually the way it spawns, but I feel like I know it's a small map. Let's keep exploring over here. Let's see. Could go this way and pick up some gold and things. It's a little bit more annoying because they have a hard time reaching this stuff. Like once we get scaffolding unlocked, it's a little easier, but I don't want them to be able to get through to that, so stop complaining about not being able to get to it. And we're under attack here. Alright, we might as well just clear this out. There's no goblins left to defend it, so... Alright, so here's what I was talking about earlier. This has probably been up here a little while, but I didn't recognize it. But this is a countdown until a monster wave comes. And a portal will open up somewhere on the surface of the world, and a bunch of monsters will come out of it and try to overwhelm our base and kill all of our dwarves. Hey, Moonlight. We are crafting the world. We're very slowly crafting the world right now, just because getting back into the swing of things here, but yeah, we're making progress. We're doing all right. All right, I think we see if our dwarves can take names. We'll give let's do Moonlight. Man, no, it's just gonna be Moonlight, and we'll do Jonas here. There, 2 names. Look at that. Okay, time to check our tech tree, do a little bit more. We'll do the lock, and that will unlock basic construction. So that's awesome. Wooden walls, we got lots of wood, so let's just pump out a bunch of these. We'll start to make our base a lot cozier. Forget the little quirks of this game like that. See how far we get there. Uh-oh. Get out of there, who am I? Got a snail here. They drop like, I can't remember, it's like jelly or resin or slime or something like that. Oh no, that's not true, Jonas. Not at all. But part of the dwarf gang indeed, everybody. Moonlight's been around for a little while. It just jogged my memory when I saw them come in, so. But everyone's getting names here. Alright. We'll need some more wooden walls there. Easy peasy. We'll start replacing some of the rear blocks if applicable. Which it's not. It is what it is. And we'll grab some of this stuff. I'll wait on that. I feel a little insecure so far, so once we get a bit more going, painting. That's kind of cool. These are pretty cheap, so build 2 of them. Go to our tech tree. This is what we want. So we're gonna need to grab some water, which means we're gonna need to build some buckets. Handle. I guess, yeah. Makes sense. I don't know why that caught me so off guard, but it did. There's our buckets. So we need some planks, which means to get the planks, we need the workbench, which is here. Build a wooden table. Back to the workbench, and there we go. Perfect. So we'll build this inside, maybe right here, honestly. Can't remember how I usually do things. Oh, trap a dwarf and kill them. That sucks. That's not as bad as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be like a wave of monsters or something like that, but or it just like steals something or, you know. Whoa, slingshotted. Yeah, man. Can't get over that. That's so close. Alrighty. Rats. Everybody get rid of the rat nest. It's not nice enough in here. Living in squalor. We got a spear, which is awesome. I think we're gonna make, Jonas, you're gonna be one of our warriors. So we'll equip you for that purpose. Okay, get rid of the snails too. We need some tools. That's for absolute certain. Oh, of course. Let's see. I think we can only do stone stuff, but stone is, you know, I understand kind of a waste, but better than nothing right now. Let's equip you. There, who am I? The pickaxe, we'll just equip some random people. Just kind of make sure that everybody's rounded out in terms of what they're capable of. Alright. Replace that, and replace that. Whoa, no. Clumsy. Oh, swimmer. That's not the most useful, but that's okay. And we'll head back to our tech tree here. Kind of our roadmap for, oh, perfect. Yes, forgot we were making planks. We'll make 15 for now. We'll need to collect some more wood. Oh yeah, Jonas, that's actually how I got rid of my goofy signs before I should have. I don't know if there's much else. Honestly, half of what I do later in the game is to just progress the tech tree. I'll build like 1,000 cheap things to build, and then I'll end up scrapping and like, you know, kind of recycling the rest of them. It's just sort of like a cheese way to do things, but maybe I'll try to avoid doing that this time. Do we have any seeds? We do. We have grain, so we should plant those. And the buckets can't come quick enough. Got lots of water that we can grab, but start building in these, filling in these walls again. Smart, thank you. I'll, don't get called that often, so I'll take it when I get it. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Alright, more of that. I also kind of just like the way that it, I also kind of like the way it looks, so. A lot of things I like won't actually use for, you know, like the boost that it gives. It's more, whatever is like aesthetically pleasing to me. Is what I'll go with. What's our comfort at? 46. That's not too bad. .46 and getting better. And we'll improve like all these rooms and stuff like that eventually, but well, thanks. I definitely appreciate that. You know, there's obviously a lot more skilled players than me. I think kind of the funny thing is like I really like playing these games. This one's a little bit easier. I find like it can be really punishing if you make mistakes, but like oxygen not included and like Factorio and games like that, I really like playing them, but I I get humbled in those games a lot. That's for sure. I understand that that's kind of the point of them as well, but yeah, it's they definitely they're not easy games, and they really prove that to me time and again. Let's get rid of the snails there. I'm gonna make this one 3D because I think the forge, if I'm not mistaken, I'll just grab I don't remember necessarily, I'll just grab 6 buckets. I don't necessarily remember the mechanics of those, but we definitely need some water for the forge. We've got enough iron, we've got enough coal. We just have enough stone. We definitely need to get more of that. But yeah, I love playing like base building and like strategy games and things like that and real-time strategy, but it's they're more a fun thing and not something that I'm necessarily skilled at. Perfect. That's what I thought it was, Jonas, but thanks for confirming. We gather some water here. Okay. All right. We're just gonna keep gathering a whole bunch of water. As much as we can. These guys are a little bit annoying, but not much of a threat. They're a threat if you don't have any weapons, and you're just using these like little stone knives that they start out with, but otherwise they're not too bad. I'll probably have to rejig a lot of this base now that I'm looking at things, but hopefully not, I guess. Let's before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's build the forge. Let's see how high it needs to be. Okay, so it's only 2 tiles, so we could build it back here. I think that would be fine. As long as it's inside, yeah, it's just inside our base. So I don't know why I was thinking that some rooms needed to be 3 tiles high, or you know, and maybe that's more like ideal later on, more like optimal. But anyways, yeah, I don't know why I was kind of stuck on that notion. All right, and now we don't have much iron. Oh, so now you need handles for these. That's new to me. Yeah, Jonas, that makes sense. So yeah, maybe I'll stick with the original plan down here. I'll make these rooms three tiles high, just like that. But we'll leave this. We'll put that there. We'll put another one here because I like those to be symmetrical, although I think they should be a little bit closer together. Maybe only 3 apart. I thought they were new. I didn't remember them from before, but let's see. Like, what do they cost to make? And where are they? They're there. Oh, just wood. So that's not bad. But you do need to craft them, so that's something as well. We'll need quite a few of them, I think. So let's just build 10 for now. We'll need more wood. But oops, not a bad start so far. Some kind of goofy pathfinding there. And then same with like pretty much every game like this, the sand falls on like any like loose material like sand or things like that will fall if there's not a block below it to support it. Sometimes it'll bury your dwarves. Especially there's a like kind of a Egypt like, you know, pyramids, tombs style world that's gonna be the next one that we unlock, and sand plays a factor. Clear that stone, replace it with dirt so you get more trees growing near your base. That is a good call. And we need more stone anyways, so we'll replace the rear blocks. We'll clear all this stuff out. I guess we don't necessarily need those ones, but alright. Portal's there, so we gotta make sure that everybody is equipped. This guy has literally nothing. Let's give him club. Everybody else has got everything that they can have, except, let's see. The really basic armor is crafted instantly, which is helpful. Except not that, so we'll build some iron pickaxes pretty much as soon as we can. And then I'm not gonna build that. It's only 18 damage, so it's better than the basic club, but I'm not too intrigued by it. So let's just get some more boots. And we'll make sure that we're ready to face the wave ahead of us. I think that the wave is going to be a little bit challenging, especially if we're just going in piecemeal like this. Everybody go back to the base for now. just so that we have a more united front. All right. I mean, Jonas, if you want to, that's up to you. Oh, I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That feels I don't know if you know, I know it's not that many people. There's obviously some very big ones, but I never expect to have anybody really watching these, so it's cool to it's really cool to hit that. Thanks for that. All right. First wave dealt with. In perfect timing. All right, let's replace all the rear blocks here. Grab some berries, grab some roots. The roots and berries and things like that are useful in potions and things later on, so we'll definitely... Oh, look at all that water. We'll definitely, like, I like to sort of constantly be on the lookout for those and replacing those tiles when we can. Alright. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. There we go. Alright. Let's go over here and grab all this stuff. It's a little far from the base, so we'll use the portals. That sheep is going to drown, so is that one. So we'll just passively watch that happen and reap the benefits when they do die. Alright, farming stuff done. Leveling up, grabbing more dwarves. Progress is progress. We'll give Moonlight here some fancy new boots as well. All the unnamed unknowns will get the whatever scraps we have left over. And then maybe eventually they will be named as well. Alright, let's start filling in this stuff here. And soon I think we'll be getting into some better smithing. We'll grab some iron pickaxes as quick as we can because they're way better than the stone knives that we get, obviously, and they're also quite a bit better than the stone pickaxes, so we'll make sure that we're equipping everybody with some of those at least when we've got the materials to do so. Yeah, let's fill that in. We'll just kind of fill this wall in again, and yeah, see, it takes them forever to mine into that stuff, and the gold and silver and mithril and things like that are even more difficult to mine, so if they don't have at least a basic pickaxe, then it takes them forever. Okay. Build that, and we'll collect these two here as well. It's good. That's not ready yet, it's growing. There we go. A little bit slower than everything else, I guess. Grab this stuff as well. Do that just to save a little bit of time, and we've got tons of magic. Since we're leveling up pretty quickly, it's still relatively early in the game. And we might as well Potato cucumbers. This is all new to me, but I love gardening, so let's throw down some cukes. And then over here, we'll throw down some potatoes. There. Hunt the boar, because we'll want to get into... Oh, I just realized. Did they get rid of the leather armor? Looks like it, right? There's steel. Oh no, leather is just... Leather is the step up from wood. Never mind. That makes sense. But hunting the boars and sheep is kind of key in the beginning because that's the best way to get leather, as far as I know. So we want to. Oh, I do play Stardew. Sorry, Jonas. I don't know how long that message was there, but yeah, I love Stardew. Anything like that, like I most of my Steam library is just like uh, a lot of like cozier games now. I don't know. Find a like older that I get, the more I like those types of games. But oh, I guess both. But in real life, I love gardening too. I like I got a lot of plants and things like that that I try to grow. Sometimes not super successfully, but yeah, thanks. It's definitely a fun hobby, and if you get good at it, it can be like super rewarding. I'd recommend it. There's some things that are easier to grow than others, and sometimes it'll like really, it's really frustrating. But but no, I really like it. Starting with potatoes, I have no experience with potatoes. Um, that's cool. I think they're pretty. I think they're fairly easy. Um, I've got we've got some tomatoes and stuff like that started right now, but they can be a little bit finicky. Like they're easy enough to start, but they're also like really susceptible to a lot of bugs eat them. Um, they can get like they're super sensitive to like if you overwater them or anything like that. So we'll see how it goes this year, but hoping hoping it goes well. But yeah, I think you can start it with pretty much anything. And I don't know how to get through. Where are you trying to get through to? Yeah, you won't know until you try. So strongly recommend it. It's super rewarding. Things taste better when you grow them yourself. Okay, let's see. Iron pickaxe. Let's get a couple more of these. What do we need? More iron. Uh, Makes sense. We haven't really been mining very much of it, so maybe what we'll do is this. I don't know if we'll be able to get that, but just because they tend to like kind of target all these once we've targeted one or two. Fingers crossed. I don't have the Heroes DLC. I think the only one I have is um, the Sisters in Arms one. But I think they looked like they were pretty reasonably priced, so it's something that I'd definitely consider getting a hold of, especially if it goes on sale or anything like that. But um, is it worth? What's the quirk like? You can get some like unique characters for your base, or like for your like as a dwarf. All different abilities. That's awesome. I like if anything that adds like a little bit of variety to a game. Like I'm all for that. All right, I forgot to equip a bunch of people with pickaxes, so let's get Moonlight and Jonas, and everybody else will have to make do. But we're slowly obtaining more and more iron, so hopefully enough for another 2, which is great. Oh yeah, mage that can open portals for and not use our magic reserve is cool. That's like I think like one of the biggest bottlenecks later on in the game. Oops, let's replace the rear coal instead of that. Replace the rear blocks, replace the rear, but yeah, one of the biggest bottlenecks later in the game is just how quickly you run out of mana. That's cool. I also like the idea of making the shop more of a thing, because I find that I only use it like once in a while. I don't know. It's useful to a certain extent, but eventually you've got all the anything ready for collecting. I don't think these are yet. But unless you're like the only things that I buy are usually the mana storage and the mana generator. And I think that, but yeah. Like mana generation is I think super important. True. True. I definitely should. I kind of want to get a mage book too, just because they're here. Yeah. 2 gold apiece. What's that? Still okay. These are just the items that are to be held. I want to get a mage one, so we'll get one of those, and we'll get a warrior as well. And then at least we'll get, I think we'll make Moonlight the mage, and we'll make, excuse me, we'll make Jonas our warrior to start. We'll get a couple more eventually, but let's replace all the rear, wow, no, rear blocks. There we go. Alrighty. More iron pickaxes, so 2, 3, and last one. That one is there, so see if we can just build 1 or 2 more. I'll grab 2 more. And basic armor is done. So what are we waiting on here? The advanced ironworking is what is holding us back before we can get to basic weaponry. Let's make some more food. 20 of those, nuts and berry salad. Healing plus 3%. That's pretty great. Do that, and I'll make a couple of those too. Yeah, I agree. Like you get a decent amount of stuff. I think it's all random, but like when you bust into these chests, they'll obviously, as you know, they'll drop some decent loot, and usually you get coins and things like that. But the rate that they drop for the like waves and things like that, I find is pretty hit or miss. Let's see. Gotta remember what I'm doing here. So let's get Jonas is. Is that a glitch? Seems like it might be a glitch. Uh-oh. Interesting. Well, that's okay. Oop. Sorry, y'all. Get you out of there. The game is a little janky like that sometimes, so not completely unexpected, but that's okay. We'll pretty easily, I think, be able to beat this level with just like, you know, basic like our armor and weapons and magic and things like that. It might take us a little bit longer since we won't have anybody super powerful or anything like that. Yeah, I could try to leave and come back and see if it fixes it. I feel like that's the thing with the names too, because like they have this whole who am I thing going on, and I don't know if that's like the standard, but I remember them having like just randomly assigned names when I played in the past. Switch the language of the game and switch back to English. Can I do that from here? I can. Did I? Maybe I have to. Let's switch it there. Okay. Ooh. There we go. And then we'll switch back to English here. Hit OK. Well, we'll see if it fixes the books at least. Might not, but. Hey, it did. Alright. Thank you for that. That's awesome. If it doesn't correct the names, that's fine. I can live with dwarves who don't have who don't all have names. That's fine by me. But that's awesome that it corrected the skill glitch. Let's just do this. Alright. We'll also... let's grab a smithing apron. We'll have a smith eventually, so... and let's do a wooden staff. We need glass. We'll build one club. They're 20 damage, so that's good. Need a couple more handles here. I'm just going to build a ton of these because I feel like they're going to constantly be needed. But yeah, thanks for the help there, Jonas. That's awesome. That makes this this world playthrough a little bit smoother. Just I need all the help I can get with that. I know I'm not letting these trees fully reach their like maximum height, but eventually they will. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Jonas. Assume we'll get some fishermen as well. How far away from that are we? Probably a little ways. No, not too far. Have an archer's glove. Eventually we'll have archers. I like to make the archers that I have hunters. Just makes sense in my mind. Eventually we'll have some cucumbers and things, and potatoes over here are ready, which is awesome. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you agree. Let's just leave that be over there. We'll fish in here eventually. Another thing I love to do in real life. Yeah. How do I know when these are ready? Are they just gonna be like massive, ridiculous cucumbers, or? We only have 6 beds for 8 dwarves, so let's fix that issue. I'll build a few more of these wooden walls. 15, yeah, let's do 30. And then I think that should be fine for now. Alright, what are our little tasks here? I so rarely look at any of these. Collect stones. I've only collected 4 stones. I don't know about that. Collect sand. We'll just collect all this water here. We'll grab these stones. We'll do that too. I don't really hunt. I've gone like a couple times with buddies just to like hang out while they do it, but no, not really. How about you? Yeah, that's sort of the same boat as me. I think I'm I don't know, too big of a animal lover to be able to commit to it. And I know that you know, doesn't mean that people who hunt don't also love animals. I think that's usually kind of the opposite. But but yeah, I think it's not something I could really bring myself to do at least. Yeah, that's fair. I'm the same way sometimes. Try to avoid it if I can. That's for sure. Alright, let's just see if we can put any of this food on the table just to get that there. Get that out of the way. Oh, same. I don't know if you have like the area that I live in, we have like these they're called like house centipedes. I don't remember what they're actually supposed to be called. Um, but we get them in like basements and stuff like that here, and they're brutal. I lived in an apartment a couple of years ago that was like, it had a ton of them, and it kind of like desensitized me to them, where it's just they were so like, I saw them so often that they stopped like bothering me or being scary or anything like that to me. So yeah, they're not. Fortunately, like these ones aren't like crazy big, but they're so fast. It's like they're really disconcerting. Yeah, bigger than a finger is I can't do that. That's for sure. That's crazy. Like we definitely don't have bugs up here like they do in like Australia or things like that. And I'm very thankful for that. I don't think I could do it. Alright, let's get these beds down. Keep getting distracted here, so let's make sure we stay on task. Bump up the speed a little bit. Just because we're starting to fall behind a little bit. By my standards of where I think I should be, I guess. Man, these take a while to grow, eh? Oh, or do they just constantly produce? Is that what's happening here? It is. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that's what was happening. Alright, let's start getting some axes too. I know that I find them to be kind of a waste, but yeah, we'll do like, yeah, like 10. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought that like, I thought it was gonna be the same thing as the potatoes and the wheat, where I have to queue up like a little order to harvest them, but makes sense that they produce for a few days and then die off. Alright, what's next here? Let's get this wooden staff finally. Maybe we'll build 2. And we don't have any rope, but we can have some. And now let's grab 2 of these as well. And eventually We'll want to equip most of our dwarves with these. Warrior or not. So we'll start kind of we should, who is this? This is someone random, so do we have a smithing book? We do. Maybe this person will become our smith and then maybe another warrior eventually. Let's make them a smith for now. Give them an apron. Yeah, it just goes there. Okay. And give them a club. And at least they'll start leveling up their smithing skill and making things a lot faster. And of course, someone else will come in after and do that. Let's actually like let's just name him Smith for now. Where'd he go? There. We're just gonna name you Smith. Let's see. Alright, we're gonna start like maybe perfect. Basic weaponry is done. There's the beware signs that I got rid of. We'll get like some wooden traps and things like that going here shortly. We also want to get, let's do like, yeah, there's already basic processing is done, but I want to do some bottles. Let's do like 20 bottles for now. We'll get some oil done. That'll get us some lighting and things like that later on. Where are you trying to get through? You're trying to get to there. You're not allowed yet. Alright, let's speed things up a little more. Speed things up a little faster is what I just about said there. Another boar. We might as well pick that up. Wood. I think I hear bugs down there. Or not. Maybe just a audio glitch, I guess. There's another. Oh, man. Brutal. Okay. Yes, agreed, Jonas. It makes it so frustrating, and then when your mana gets like, you know, in like the 10 or oops, what am I doing? 10 or 20 range, and they start to use it like crazy, it gets super anxiety inducing because then you risk like getting a bunch of them trapped or everybody attack them. There. All right, let's get some better weapons here. So, and yeah, exactly. That's why I think that those mana regenerators and the like storage things from the shop are so valuable. Let's get, we're not building any, we're not building any actual, like, helpful armor or anything like that, but Smith, Jonas got a spear, and that's doing just fine anyways. Let's get Moonlight here, staff. 17, so let's replace that. Replace everything else, and then we'll get someone, let's just make this person Hunter. Give them a bow. Make them an archer. And eventually they'll be a hunter as well, so maybe I should have named them archer instead, but then I'd have to name somebody Lana. Yeah, I know. It's a pretty interesting gaggle of dwarves we've got here. Most of them having like identity crisis, but alright. Everybody's got a pickaxe, right? I think. No. This guy, Hunter here, needs a pickaxe. I usually do. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so pretty much any game that I play, it's all Lord of the Rings characters. Like all my Oxygen not included playthroughs and things like that, or like the base is called, you know, the Shire or something like that, and any of the skills and stuff like that. This is all dwarves, so I could name a billion Lord of the Rings characters in this game, but decided to switch it up a little bit. Let's see. That's kind of cool. Put crystals in there. Before I've only ever gone with the wall lamps, but let's not be too hasty in getting those. Wooden traps. This, what's this? You do a wooden trap with some slime. Does that just make it do more damage? That's kind of cool. How do I? Oh, that's cool. It's I don't know. That's the nice thing about uh, games like these, where you can like kind of make, you know, there's not really a narrative that you're following, so you can kind of make your own. Yeah, that's fair. Also fair. Another tough thing about getting older, that type of thing. All right, scaffolding. That's what we've been waiting for. Let's just do like 5 for now. That unlocks a little bit more flexibility for me at least. But yeah, I usually I'm like kind of a creature of habit, so I'll do I'll do Lord of the Rings characters like 9 times out of 10, I'd say. Okay, a little bit more wood. We're using up quite a bit of our wood, so I do have one. I do have a kid. Relatively relatively new dad, so How about you, Jonas? Thank you. It's definitely an adjustment. It's an adjustment that I've enjoyed. So alright, we're just doing a lot of resource gathering right now, so let's take a look at the tech tree in a little bit more detail, just to see. Imp is kind of cool. See, it collects resources for us, which is what we're doing a ton of right now, but advanced illuminating. Let's get a lighting stand. Build 15 of these. We'll get a lighting stand to put near top of the base. We need more iron, which again makes sense. We should have our fishing rod now. So let's go over here and do a little bit of fishing. Should also have some more axes. We do. So let's make sure everyone gets an axe. You all get axes. Perfect. And we'll get rid of that and get rid of some but not all of our stone tools. Just reclaim some resources, same with the clubs here. Get rid of, half of them. And let's see. Fire arrows are cool, but we don't need basic weaponry anymore. We need advanced illuminating. So let's get like 15 of those as well. And also, let's just build like one of these and one of these to see. They seem kind of cool. We'll get some kind of like alchemy style buildings later on, and I feel like they'd look kind of neat with those. The many tier beds are very helpful. Got the ability to build 2 of those, and then we need more planks. So let's build more planks as well. Get 30 of those, and then we'll start collecting some more wood. Let's go over here and fish there too. Why not? I don't know if we got a fisherman, but we don't. That's okay for now. Clear out some of these new tasks, because bothers me having the notifications up there. A hunter's book, we do need one of those, so where's Hunter? There's Smith. There's Hunter. So you're gonna be an archer and a hunter. Multi-talented. think what we'll do, let's get a door. Right here, and then we'll basically start building our mine shaft here, and we'll get an elevator in there eventually. I can't remember how big the room needs to be, but or maybe we'll build the elevator in here eventually when we clear this place out. But we're gonna put a hatch here, and then we'll build, we're basically just gonna dig straight down. We'll run into more resources that we can get our hands on. Probably just make our way over this way as well. We do have a wave coming in right now, so that's something that we need to be mindful of. And we'll put some lights in so we can see what's happening. Let's make sure everyone's equipped. And I think they are as equipped as they're gonna get. Do need to get some armor going. Should be a fairly easy wave though. Yeah, these early ones are pretty minimal. Okay. Keep going down. That seems like it might be a lot of water, but that's okay. Hopefully nobody drowns. That is a lot of water. It's a little unfortunate. It's right in the way. There we go. Okay. While they're collecting resources, we'll queue up even more for them to collect, I guess. And then we'll kind of just head over this way. Let's build some wooden bridges. Got more planks on the way, which is wonderful. I think I'm going to clear out most of this water. And then we'll grab all this silver and some of the iron as well. Let's do that. And there's only front blocks to replace, so we're gonna mine out everything we can here. Alright, population growth. That's what we like to see. Keep doing that. Don't need that one. And get another light down this way. Let's get our new dwarf here equipped with some They're a climber. That's great. Which means that they have less of a chance of falling and hurting themselves. Yeah, I think she came with a skill too, which I think they're all supposed to come with like a basic skill. So I think it'll just be any dwarves that come after we messed around with the language, after we did the language thing that you suggested, which, that's fine. And I guess like if we lose any dwarves and they spawn back in, I think they'll probably, same thing. We'll see them come with a skill and a name. Yeah, I mean, that's probably going to happen in the nearish future anyways there, Jonas, if things go the way that they usually do for me. Alright, let's start fishing, I guess. Fish some of these guys out of here. Man, more rats. So many rats. Holy. Is it considering this inside my base? No, not really. It's considering this area, which makes sense. So, let's get it decorated a little nicer, I suppose. And let's see. I keep having to go back to this. This is literally just a roadmap for me right now. Is the staircase just a better ladder? It's an expensive ladder. Sewing machine, also expensive. Holy. Don't have much iron, so... Let's build a window, I guess, and we'll build some shingled roofs if we have the capacity to do so. We do. 15 of those. That gets us leveled up in the tech tree, which is great. And we should have a 15 bricks, and that's fine. Wonder if we're running out of coal. Yes. So yeah, picking up some more resources is, specifically like minerals and things like that, is paramount right now. And the bonus for all these rats is we're getting some good resources for killing them. Unless they, I don't think they steal from the stockpile. I think that they just drop things when they're killed, but eat food from the table. That makes sense. We gotta replace the food from the table anyways, so let's make some fish. Use up the rest of our coal, but advance our tech tree a little teeny amount. Let's make some nuts and berry salads. And let's fill the table with them as well. Alright. We'll start building a little bit out here. Especially now that we've got our scaffolding. There it is. And that way we'll start, or we'll stop flooding our base. Or I guess, yeah, why am I doing that? We can just do the roofs that we just paid for. There we go. Get some more of these up and running. Oops. And then we'll build some doors too, and make it more of an actual base. Oh yeah, true. That makes sense. So let's do that. You. I did make 30 traps. You're right. Yeah. I forgot about that. I'll lay them down. Just to advance the tech tree. That's the only real reason, honestly. It's a fortified wooden armor. Wow. Look at that. I don't know. I just feel like they're maybe not that worth it, but yeah. Eh. There. Yeah, true. I do use the cages as well. I don't know why I went all in on the traps. They're cheap, I guess. It didn't feel like it was quite as resource heavy. All right, nobody's fishing. Go fish out here then. I don't know if they can reach that, so let's, oops, toss some of these out here. We'll get rid of this water here too at some point. Get rid of this water right here at this point. Oh, sorry. Who is that? Smith. Smith stuck down there. That's pretty classic me. Unfortunately. Here we go. The logger's book. I'll take it. Take any skill books at this rate. Alright. I don't know if they can build under, yeah. They can't build underwater because we don't have any scuba, dive helmets or whatever they are. They'll fish here, which is great. got silver, which is also great. They keep complaining about not being able to get into the huge room with the terrible guardian. Let's see, what are we... I don't remember the sewing machine being a thing the last time I played either. Maybe that's somewhat new. Probably not that new, but I can't remember if it's like, you know, a thing that's super worth it to build, or if it's oh, I kind of like that actually. I was gonna mess around with that, but that makes sense, Jonas. I mean, it's pretty easy to guess what it does, but I couldn't remember it being a big, like a big deal or anything like that in the game from when I played it in the past. Nope, no food. Let's put out some meat. Pretty dwarf thing to eat. And let's get the comfort up in our base a little bit as well. We'll put in some better lighting. And honestly, I'll probably space it out a little bit differently as well. Because this seems like the ideal spacing, like 1, 2, 3 in between maybe. I feel like that makes sense. Expand that out a little bit just so. There. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that. 1, 2, 3. Like that. And replace some blocks. Oh yeah, true. I was gonna make bunk beds out of them, but if we, I think we can just, let's replace some of this stuff. Replace the iron ore, replace the iron ore. I'll dig out all this stuff eventually, but for right now, let's just focus on kind of improving what we've already got. And I will get the beds in place. I do like using the like tiered bunk beds, just because they save space. So you can make 8 of them. That's kind of perfect. And we'll just throw them here, I guess. Oh, what am I doing? Foolish. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3 here. There. And then 1, 2, 3, so it's gonna go there. Agreed. I think that the bedroom is one of the rooms that I typically will make 3 tiles high now that I'm thinking about it as well, just to be able to kind of maximize the space. But we'll definitely put, let's say like 2 here. Yeah, I should make them 3 high. This feels like kind of claustrophobic. Remove that, remove that, remove that. I mean, the nice thing is now that we have the scaffolding, we can literally just throw some down and dig this area here out, but let's get the beds in. And then maybe we'll start to put our food and kitchen stuff over here, because we'll get the what's it called? The brick, like, oven, like the stone oven or whatever. And we can start to flesh that out a little bit better. Let's start gathering water down here as well. Walls. And we'll build a couple more. I have 15. Always seem to need more of these, so. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So there's where we want it. That's irritating. Oh, everyone's being goofy. Get out of there. Let's just get rid of this. We don't really need... I usually keep these around just to make sure that we kind of keep like bones and some weapons and things like that coming in. But with the waves coming a little bit quicker and we're digging deeper into the ground and coming up with new enemies and things like that, so and there's a goblin camp there, so we'll want to deal with that. Alright, someone take care of him, because he's tearing down our house. There we go. And let's see. Silver, perfect. Let's take one last look at the tech tree here. I'll probably, maybe we'll take out the goblin camp and then I'll probably call it a night. It's getting, it's a little late here. I've got a bit of an early morning, so I'll probably call it soon here. But let's go deal with the, let's deal with the goblin camp first. Feels like a nice, like, definitive way to cap off the stream for tonight. Yeah, it's pretty close to that here too, Jonas. We're Eastern, so in Ontario, Eastern Standard. Let's do this just to gather some water and fish. Oh, nice. I've never been to Ohio. I think the last time, yeah, usually when I go down to the States, it's, we're going to like, uh, you know, like upstate New York or tri-state area and that, just to, you know, more of a straight shot for us. Depending on where we're going, obviously, but that's like the closest, I guess, like area in terms of like driving through the States, at least for me. All right, we got another wave coming in too, so we'll deal with that. We'll deal with the goblins, and then we'll call it there. I stream usually like Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, and I've been going like 9 p.m. to 11-ish p.m. I went a little bit longer tonight just because it's a fun game. I'm having a good time. I hope you are as well. Yeah, a little bit weird there. Weird. There. Yeah. I'd believe you if I'd believe you if you said it, but I guess actually I wouldn't. I don't believe you right now. You wouldn't stick around if it's been that bad, right? Oh yeah, that's fair. Didn't expect that answer, I'll be honest. But no, not that I usually have a ton of people like watching, but the people that I do usually have watching weren't around tonight, so it's cool to have a new name in the chat, someone new to interact with. That's kind of the reason why I was curious about trying this out. So it's definitely cool to see new people pop up. And yeah, again, even the fact that I'm only hovering around like a couple viewers, obviously, for the majority of this stream, but I didn't really expect anyone to latch on. It's an older game, and it's kind of niche, so but it's just something I felt like playing, so it's cool when that happens, where it's like, you know, I just kind of remembered that this game existed and wanted to see what's new with it, and if there were people around to watch or people were interested in watching, then that's cool too. But it's yeah, that's like kind of the cool thing about this whole streaming thing. Just seeing what different people like, and like sometimes it's so surprising. Like I was playing, I'm not sure if you're familiar with They Are Billions. It's like a base building like zombie game, and I started playing that, and a bunch of people, I say a bunch of people, you know, a handful of people latched onto that, and again, it was just something that I wanted to play because I remembered that it existed, and it surprised me. Alright, is there anything, well, I guess I could look in here. It's like, what are we looking at for the sewing machine here? What are we building? Or building, I guess. What are we creating? Oh, thanks. I really appreciate that. It's you know, like without a visual like the camera and stuff like that, I always wonder if that is kind of a detractor. Like if people don't are like hesitant to join a stream that doesn't have like a face-to-face element of it. I always wondered if that kind of deters some people, but I'm always like a little self-conscious about my conversational skills, so that compliment means a lot. And that's good to know. Like I'll probably invest in one eventually. Um, like I said, I'm pretty new, like very new. Like I've only done basically the streams that you see on the YouTube are the only ones that I've ever done. Uh, so I didn't want to put any money into this in case I didn't like doing it. But I've been enjoying it. I've had a good time every time that I've come on here. So eventually I probably will invest in one, and maybe that'll make it a little bit interesting for some people. Not that I'm a particularly interesting person to look at, but I understand that it does like add a personal. Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what I was about to say. All right, getting distracted here. Let's see. Probably be a good idea to get the expert furnishing down, but let's actually just focus on. We'll wait for the wave to come. We'll deal with that, and then we're gonna keep digging down here as well. There's some gold, so let's go over and grab some of that. Oh, man, I feel like the placement of these has been out to get me on this map. Dang. I'm finding the Guardians easier than I usually do, and I'm not trying to, honestly. I'm kind of trying to avoid them at this point. Alright, let's stop this for now. Let's go up to the base. Are you stuck? No, I think you're fine. Do that eventually. Do a little of that. Should have put down some of my 10 million wooden traps, but maybe next time. Yeah, Hey, stop destroying that. Get him, everybody. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're celebrating. Alright. I think we can maybe get rid of these guys too. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I mean, I watch enough like uh gaming content. Like I watch some streamers, but most of the stuff that I watch is on YouTube. So seeing people, in like obviously they can't deal with it in real time when you're watching it in a pre-recorded video. So just seeing things that they miss, and I understand that struggle. All right, everybody. I think we can do it. Uh-oh. Okay. And we didn't lose anybody either. Look at that. Just like we drew it up. Okay. I think that's a good spot to call it for tonight. But I appreciate you guys for sticking around, Jonas, for making the chat a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks, you too. But yeah, if anybody, I'll be on again next week. I stream Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 11. I'll probably play some more of this next week just because this was a lot of fun. And if there's anybody that hasn't, has had a good time and hasn't given me a follow, consider doing so, but no pressure, obviously. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great night. Thanks again, guys.